Thank you. Happy Newroz, everybody. Happy Newroz here in Finsbury Park. You are so welcome, and it's such a joy to be here after the COVID pandemic with the park completely full, the stalls busy, and the most fantastic music. I'll be very brief, so you'll get more fantastic music in a moment. 50 years ago, a big Newroz celebration was held that Öcalan was at when he was a young man then. What we need is a future for Kurdish people and a future for Kurdistan. That involves the freedom of Öcalan and all other political prisoners, because it is most important that we're able to look for a future for the Kurdish people in all 4 parts of Kurdistan. And I want to say a big thank you to the Kurdish community here in London, in Germany, and in so many other parts of the world, for the way in which they kept the spirit, the music and the language alive. At the end of the First World War, there was hopes of a Kurdish state recognised by all the world's big powers. That hope was stolen in 1923, and ever since then there's been repression of the language, of the culture, of the music, of the history. And having been to all 4 parts of Kurdistan and met people who've been in prison for speaking the Kurdish language, I was there at the trial of the mayor of Diyarbakir and his crime, putting out information in the Kurdish language, and so much more that's gone on in Iran, Iraq, Syria and Turkey that has been repressive of Kurdish identity and language. I want to live in a world of peace. I want to live in a world of justice. You don't achieve peace and you don't achieve justice if you repress people's language and their identity. And what we're saying here at this wonderful festival, the Spring Festival of Newroz, is give us our right to our self-determination, our identity, to be Kurdish people in this world and in the land of your own. And I want to say a huge thank you to the contribution that so many people of the Kurdish community have made to this country, to London, to the economy of London, and helped to make what is an incredible multicultural society here in North London. And I'd simply say this to the far right and the racists who think they can divide us, who think they can blame migrants, refugees and so many others for all the problems they face. They're wrong. They will never divide us, because in our diversity we're united to defeat racism in any form whatsoever in our society. And I say to the British government this: I totally condemn the invasion of Ukraine and the killing of innocent civilians in Ukraine, and I totally support Ukrainian refugees seeking a place of safety. We all do. We also support refugees from Afghanistan, from Iraq, from Syria, from Lebanon, from Yemen or anywhere else on exactly the same terms. So when this Borders and Nationality Bill returns to Parliament on Tuesday, I will be voting against it, because I do not want to see people saving life at sea being told they're criminals because they're assisting refugees. Refugees are refugees the whole world over. Their support, their solidarity is very, very important to all of us. And so, enough from me. You've got much better entertainment than me. You've got great music coming up. But I just give this last message to the young people that are here today. Young people growing up in modern Britain If they've been to university, have a big debt. If they're at work, they're not being terribly well paid. And if they're looking for housing, it's often very expensive in the private rented sector. I'm fed up with the way in which young people are treated in our society. Over-tested and over-stressed in school, and too much stress within society. Let's let the spirit, the imagination, the art, the music, the poetry, the invention flow free by investing in health, in education and housing, not a society divided between the super rich and the rest. So when Roman Abramovich's yacht is finally found and it's sold, let's put the money into education from it. Let's use the oligarchs' money to help the people as a whole. You got the message. We want a world of peace, of justice and of hope. Happy New Year!